Welcome to Digitized Desperadoes, episode 22, part 2. Today we're going to talk about Michiko to Hatchin, or Michiko and Hatchin.
Or Michiko e Hatchin.
Yeah,
it takes place in Brazil.
That's how they actually doesn't.
It says like in Latin America, so
non-specific South American location.
Yeah,
it takes place in Diamandra, which is a fictional South American country.
Yeah,
though they do seem to go to legitimate places at times.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing I found really interesting is that the dub title of this, they changed it for the dub, is Finding Paradiso, which I think is actually a better title.
Did they? Because I watched it dubbed and I never saw that. That's weird.
Yeah, apparently that's what they named it for the English dub.
I guess maybe that's when they released it.
That was used for like the pilot for the dub, and then that just became the name for the French version.
That's weird.
Well, it's a better title.
Yeah.
Because I think that ties into what the show is actually about.
Yeah, which is so this show is about escaped convict Michiko Melandro and this young girl Hana searching for Hana's dad and Michiko's ex boyfriend.
Well,
essentially,
she thinks.
Well, that's
she
what
thinks,
it initially.
That's what we're given at the start.
He's her current boyfriend, but
yeah.
But we see how that turns out.
You learn some things.
The first episode is very shocking, I would say.
Yeah, so it starts out with the general stuff. Prison break. It's a pretty good prison break. A helicopter ends up in a turbine. Some idiot didn't play Grand Theft Auto 5.
Well, allow me to go through my notes in order of the first sequence in episode 1. All caps, prison break. Then that go through the floor, stomp on the guard's face, then kick him in the face move was great.
She does that a lot to people.
Then helicopter into the windmill, oof.
Yeah, somebody didn't play Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh my god, yeah, no, that is just a GTA thing.
There's a thing in Grand Theft Auto 5, just a small digression. If you go to the helicopter, or if you go into the turbine field and then get stars enough to get helicopters to chase you, they will fly into the turbines. It's hilarious. Anyways. So, then we are introduced to Hana's family, or her current family.
Her foster family.
Yes, her foster family, which is... I have to give an award to the show. This is the most irredeemable characters I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's one of the most disturbing portrayals of domestic abuse that I've ever seen.
There is not one thing I can say positive about any person in this family.
They are all scum.
These are all awful people. It's
also, yeah, the series of notes I have for this is also very good. First, fuck you, man, just dumping the food on the floor. Hannah's adopted family is fucking awful. I hope this shitty family dies. All caps, these people are scum.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, kick her ass, Hannah. Oh wait, was all that fighting back just a dream? Whatever Michiko is about to save the day.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't a dream.
It didn't end up being a dream, yeah. So yeah, this is a priest guy who is entirely there for the money. He has Hana there just for the money. And treats Hana like shit. And the other family members do too.
And then their kids are also really shitty to Hana. They're all horrible people.
But then, good news, this escaped convict is going to come save her.
Yes.
Yes.
Who is, I mean, at times a better parent?
I would say she's overall a better parent. Definitely still bad because she's an escaped convict, but, you know, you win some, you lose some.
But she at least cares.
There are times where Michiko does abuse Hatchin.
Yes, there are some bad moments.
Yeah.
Some of it is definitely, like, ignorance, and some of it is intentional.
Yes.
Yeah, it's mostly early on where they're not really on the same page.
The whole first half, I'd say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There is a point where it's like, okay, they're more or less on the same page now, and the relationship starts to actually grow and improve from there.
Yeah.
And it honestly takes a really long time.
It takes the
for that to
entire
happen.
course of the show, essentially.
Which I think is a lot more realistic than just
Exactly.
having them be buddies from the beginning. Even Michiko doesn't really want to pick up Hatchin.
Yeah.
Michiko is kind of just like, I like your dad, so I'll protect you temporarily.
Mhm.
And then we get to the whole crux of the show, which is finding Hiroshi.
Yes.
Definitely Hatchin's dad, supposedly Michiko's lover.
They were together at one point. He has definitely moved on.
Yes.
And he is, I guess it's actually never explained who Hatchin's mom is. It's not Michiko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not really important, is it?
Yeah.
No.
And we also we didn't talk about Michiko's rival or sister
Atsuko.
or whatever.
Yeah, Atsuko.
Yeah, adoptive sister.
Yeah.
They were raised in the same place.
She is the detective searching for Michiko.
She decided to become a cop specifically because Michiko was such a punk when they were kids.
Yes. She's like, I
So,
can't
I
allow
wanna
this to
arrest
happen.
people,
Yeah.
but she is. It's probably a little early to say this. She's probably like my favorite character.
She's pretty
There-
good.
No, Atsuko is awesome.
There are a few episodes that focus on Atsuko, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I did. I love like later there was just like, oh, this is just an Atsuko episode. Awesome.
Yeah, there's the one where they're searching an old Aztec temple and nearly
Yeah,
die.
where she gets like assigned to like a small town off the Michiko case, and it's like, oh, cool, we're just getting a whole episode with this character.
And
there's
let me just say, the fact that they chose this director to also do a Lupin series later is way too fitting.
Oh no, I literally have a note like around like literally at episode 2 where it's like, no wonder she goes on to do a Lupin show. This feels like Lupin. Michiko and Atsuko are very Lupin Zenigata, and like the car chase in episode 2 is super creepy, and I'm like, this is Lupin. I'm like, oh my gosh.
And
like,
honestly, this feels
no
like
wonder.
a full season of Lupin episodes. Like, it's just a different setting and a different characters, but it has the same feeling of like criminals you love and like, great action sequences.
Yeah.
Good character development.
Fun
which I guess
characters.
is kind of lacking from Lupin.
It's a new take on it, I think, on the same idea with just a completely different setting and characters, which I think is a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I also found it comparable to a little bit of Black Lagoon. Am I crazy?
You two can talk about that because you've actually watched Black Lagoon.
Okay.
I haven't finished.
I feel like this is
I
like
can see it with the 3 episodes of Black Lagoon I've watched.
Like every episode is its own self-contained show about crime people, for the most part, and there are some moments where it's just like similar, I think, but also it's a lot more lighthearted than Black Lagoon overall.
I think it has a similar progression to Black Lagoon.
Yes.
Because Black Lagoon has this thing where in the beginning you have like 2 characters. Well, in Michiko and Hatchin, you just have Michiko and Hatchin, and that's it. And
You got the detective a little bit.
Yeah. And in Black Lagoon, you just have the people on the ship. That's it. But then the further you go, the more you get the different crime syndicates. You get all the big power players. You get the villains. And even though it's episodic mostly until later in both of them, actually.
Yeah, that's basically what the comparison I was trying to make was.
It starts episodic, but as time goes on, it's like, oh, here are the recurring characters, and
then here's like where they're going and what they're trying to do.
And they eventually become not episodic.
Yeah.
Which is
a good way to do it.
Pretty interesting. Black Lagoon is way more serious and way more
dark.
Well, I was saying way more serious is harsh, but
I'd say it's more edgy.
Yeah, it's very focused on like, do I want to become a bad guy or the best guy?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not hating on Black Lagoon. I love
Black Lagoon is something else to talk about.
Okay, Mitch, that was basically a quote from the show.
It does get to that point.
You did like a voice and everything.
Yeah. No, I get what he's talking about.
Okay, I don't know why I said this so early on, but for whatever reason, I was like, Hiroshi looks like Spike Spiegel. And I was like, I don't know, maybe, I guess I'm just going on, oh, it's just the hair being big and poofy.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. This was way early on. This was way earlier. I don't know what that note is. Shut up past me.
Something interesting about the show that I really enjoyed was that they actually really mastered changing of tones. Like you have some episode, you have the first episode which has the horrific abuse sequence, and then you have like, what is it? Episode 6, where Michiko and Hatchin accidentally landed a bullpen.
Oh yeah, the bullfight.
And they just fight a bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
ladle
ridiculous.
Girl to the rescue.
She
has a ladle.
I mean, it's yeah.
She fights a bull with a ladle, which is amazing.
I think my only note on that episode is wacky bullfighting adventure.
Yeah,
that's it.
It was definitely the most out of place episode in the whole series, but
I'd say if you could remove any, it could be that. But still, it's good.
It's a fun episode.
It's
gotta have fun stuff.
Yeah, it's the most consequenceless, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I still like it.
Yeah, it's definitely the most unnecessary, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
And there's like the flashbacks where it's like Michiko first meets Hiroshi because he attempts to kidnap her with a unloaded revolver, and then he just gets headbutted for his troubles.
He doesn't even shoot. Like Michiko just beats him up.
Yeah.
One thing that I really liked that was really subtle, I felt, was in the first episode, Hatchin does this goofy thing where she's making omelets or something, or scrambled eggs. I think it's an omelet. And she gets a piece of egg in the omelet, and she tries to take it out with her hand, but it's hot. And I think once or twice in the flashbacks, they show Hiroshi doing that same exact thing.
Yeah.
And then in the last episode, old Hatchin does it.
Okay, now we're getting really ahead of ourselves.
I know. I'm just saying. I really like that connected everything.
That's just a consistent thing.
Yeah, and it's just Hiroshi and Hatchin. Like you can tell they're related.
That's their first instinct is, oh, grab the egg.
Oh, that was really neat.
Yeah.
I was really happy every time that happened.
I think this is the one where I don't remember which episode it is, but it's the one where it's Hatchin's 10th birthday, and so it's happy 10th birthday, Hatchin. You managed to avoid drowning, and Michiko is passed out drunk.
Oh my god, you're right. That was episode.
That sounds
9?
later.
No.
Yeah.
That was later. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's within the first 10 episodes.
Yeah, I think
and earlier.
I have a note because that was a really good episode.
Is that 11?
That was the one where she was trying to wash her hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was episode 7.
Oh, 7. Okay.
Right. And I think around that or after that, there's the one where it's like, oh, hey, Atsuko's finally back after a while, and you get a quick compilation showing that, oh, no, she's been on Michiko and Hatchin's trail the whole time. Like, it's the character.
Yeah,
that was like a short little recap section.
And I was like, oh, I like that. It's so good. Where it's like, oh, no, she's still around. She's just been behind.
Mm-hmm.
And also just... We are clearly in South America, but there's a ton of characters who just have Japanese names. Hiroshi, Satoshi, Shinsuke.
I mean, I think it's implied that Hiroshi's foreign, right? A little bit?
I think so.
Yeah, Shinsuke. We haven't even talked about Satoshi's gang.
I like Satoshi.
Satoshi is an amazing character.
Yes.
But Shinsuke steals every scene he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Shinsuke is a delight.
He's the weird, like, JoJo-looking villain.
The deformed head man.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, man. His whole arc at the end I do like a lot. When it gets really dark.
The scene where Satoshi disposes of him.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, and you get the
we can go into that, I guess.
Yeah,
if we're not going in any real order.
Like halfway through the story, we get introduced to Satoshi, who is the childhood friend of Hiroshi, and Satoshi has kind of I don't want to say he really wants to be the best.
Yes,
he's the boss of the game. He's basically the boss of one of the.
Well, he wasn't, but he decides to become the boss by basically killing everyone else.
As you do.
So him, Hiroshi, and Shinsuke, who are all buddies apparently, decide to take over Monstro, I believe.
Yes.
So they take over Monstro, the game, and they start to mark their territory. And I believe the part you're referring to is Shinsuke and Satoshi take out this town. I don't remember the exact reason why.
Yeah. But they end up drowning a guy to death.
Shinsuke has this great, like, Tarantino-esque execution scene where he mocks this guy for not being able to breathe underwater for like 5 minutes or something.
No, it's like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's way too long.
It's like if you could hold your breath for 10 minutes.
Theoretically possible, because I think the record's like 15, but still.
Can.
Yeah, Shinsuke brags
and says that that's maybe why he's crazy.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, I could do it." You know, totally.
He's like, "How long do you think you could last?" He's like, "I could do 10 minutes."
Yeah, and I think he like implies that's why he's insane.
Yeah.
Or something.
So we go back to present day. I can't remember the exact circumstances.
There's been some double crossing.
Basically, Shinsuke and Satoshi are now pitted against each other, and Shinsuke's sent his goons after Satoshi, but Satoshi's taken them all out, and so now it's just down to him and Shinsuke. And Shinsuke pretty much like gives up, I believe.
He sends a bunch of... No, they say they're going to have a one-on-one, but then he sends a bunch of goons after him, and there's this amazing shootout between Satoshi and the other guys, and they're, he has to keep Hatchin safe, even though he doesn't really want to.
Yeah. And Satoshi ends up or Shinsuke eventually loses, and he has to do the challenge, essentially.
Yeah, and so Satoshi just drowns Shinsuke in a...
He's like, I think you can do it still, but, he doesn't.
And it's like, that's just like a really melancholy, dark scene.
It was
just
so
like,
good.
Oh.
The whole thing gets really dark near the end. Especially with Satoshi. Everything surrounding him is really depressing.
He's just...
Like, he has a lot of the same attachments to Hiroshi that Michiko does, but they're, I guess, less positive. So Michiko, it's like...
Trouble just follows in his way.
Michiko is, like, clinging to hope. She's clinging to, like, oh, I can have a better life if I find this guy. But with Satoshi, it's a lot more negative.
He just wants to get Satoshi back in the game. Or he wants Hiroshi back in the game.
It's like everything's gone to shit since he's left. Did he? What?
I feel like there was some very strong negativity towards Hiroshi. I don't know.
I think so.
Well, yeah, because he was upset at Hiroshi for leaving.
Oh, yeah.
But
I think that's what it was.
But yeah, Satoshi dies later. Very, very unceremoniously.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, he just gets gunned down while he's, like, already half dead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
But, like, the thing is, like, yeah, sure, there's some dark moments at the end, but also towards the end, like, in episodes 17 and 18, you get, like, new characters who are introduced who actually end up being helpful. Like, May.
Oh, episode 17 was,
May and Feliciano.
17 was, like, the best.
17 is the run off the building challenge.
Yes.
17 was so good.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about 17. I love 17.
17's so good.
So Michiko tries to buy a fake ID from the whatever gang is there.
Some gang that sells them.
And they're swindling her. They pickpocket her before she goes in, so she can't pay for it. And so they want to like prostitute her or something. So Hatchin goes and tries to look for her, goes to the shady part of town, and this random dude, this really intimidating, like he looks like he's in the gang, shows up and helps.
He's like,
out
you
Hatchin,
shouldn't be here.
Yeah, and you get all scared, but then you realize he's actually like a really nice guy. And he takes Hatchin back to his house with his son. And eventually he personally goes to help Michiko, and they have these ridiculous challenges. They have a rock, paper, scissors. They have a the whole walking off the side of a building.
Basically, they blindfold them, and they're like, you gotta go to the end of this plank at the end of this building. If you go too far, you die. And if you don't go further than the other person, you die, or something like that.
And like Michiko is tied to him as he's walking. And he ends up going
amazingly,
over.
no one dies in that sequence.
I have Michiko literally too angry to die. The guy falls off, but she just grips onto the... it's like a bit of a steel bar with her legs. It just refuses to die.
That was so good. And also you get this whole subplot with the older man being a famous cross-dressing performer.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so good.
The best. And
it's
then, like, the one right after it is also good, where they get Hiroshi confused with this famous actor.
Oh yeah, and she breaks into his house.
Yeah,
and he's totally cool with it.
And he's like, I'm rich, so I don't care.
Yeah, and it's like initially he seems, he's gonna be a total dick, but then like in the end it's like, oh no, he's actually a nice guy and he's helping out. And it's so nice in those two episodes where it's like, after so many characters that Michiko and Hatchin encounter just getting in the way and being adversaries, that, oh hey, they're encountering nice people who want to help them.
I mean, even the woman who in my notes I called her Dr. Strangelove. Because that's just who it is. I forget. I don't know her actual name, but the weird scientist who makes the tomatoes.
Yeah.
She's very nice. To Michiko and Hatchin, which is also that's right before. That's episode 16.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and episode 15 is about the guy who with amnesia who like falls in love with Hatchin. That one was weird.
That one was sad.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think it was sad. I thought it was really awkward that the guy was hitting on a 10-year-old.
Well, I thought he was 10. What?
Yeah, I assumed he was also a child.
He looked older.
Oh. My favorite one, I like the one before that, the highway fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which my only disappointment with it is I don't think you get any closure
on his last job, and then the other assassin.
Yeah, so it's this old assassin who is on his last job, and he basically does challenges. It's like the man with the golden gun. He only requires one shot to try to kill his target.
And then there's the other assassin who's like fallen into a very deep depression over like I believe his wife leaving him.
Mm-hmm.
And they end up like both getting contracted by Satoshi to take out Michiko, and they end up the two assassins end up going head to head.
Satoshi gives them a contract to kill one of 3 people, and both of them choose Michiko.
Yes, Hatchin or Hachiko.
He didn't want them to do that.
Oh no, it's Michiko, Hatchin. Wait, it was I think
it was Michiko.
Shinsuke.
It was Michiko. Yes.
Yes.
You got it. Yeah, the highway fight I wrote, it's basically a JoJo fight with no dialogue. It's this really ridiculous, like you get these like double crosses between 3 parties, and you get these absurd like turns of luck. Like they're speeding down a highway.
Yeah, people almost get run over.
Yeah.
The car breaks, they all get out, they're all fine, but there's still cars rushing down the highway.
And the samurai has just lost his mind.
Yeah, he's like throwing chakrams and shit, and it's like, who uses
But somebody throws like a knife, and then the only reason it doesn't land is because a car speeds by and it gets blocked by the car or something like that.
Yeah.
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 It's so nuts. Like, no, he has like sledgehammers. Like just multiple sledgehammers, and he's ridiculous.
I think the only person that dies in that episode is the second assassin.
Yeah, the samurai kills himself.
He like jumps off the bridge, but I don't know if we see what happens to him.
He probably dies.
He died.
Yeah.
Yeah, he jumps from a bridge into the water. Odds are.
My only disappointing is we don't really ever get any closure because I don't think they ever finished that fight. With the old man.
Sort of, he jumps from the bridge, and then the old man assassin's like, "Okay, Michiko, come on, I'll just take you back."
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think the point of that was survival more than anything. I don't think anyone was trying to win.
That's true, yeah. I still love that episode. It's my favorite one.
At the end of the episode, you get Satoshi trying to run over Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Which then results in even crazier, like, broken arm, half-blind Shinsuke.
And Shinsuke is just, like, waves to him, like, hey, buddy, and then Satoshi, like, steps on the gas.
Yes.
He just fucking puts his foot
fuck you.
Just tries to go for vehicular manslaughter. And then Shinsuke's like, what the fuck? What did I do?
Yeah.
What else?
Before we get to the ending, there's a few more.
Yeah, just list off whatever episode you want to talk about.
Episode 12, it's just called Purgatory. It's the one where...
Oh, that's LSD Doctor.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. Weirdo Doctor with the fish.
Yeah. I have a little note that just says, did that man just pull a fish out of her?
So basically, Michiko's sick, and so they have to go to a doctor. And some local guy recommends Hatchin to this... He had a silly name, I don't remember.
Yeah. This fake doctor with this alternative medicine practice.
Oh yeah, this is another episode where we get a strangely nice person.
Yeah, that's right. The lady.
So the doctor's absolutely insane and charges Hatchin an exorbitant amount of money. So she has to do odd jobs, which is a recurring theme, is Hatchin working in the cities they go to.
Yeah, like because she has to work.
She refuses to steal things to get money to pay for stuff.
She's a very honest person. That's part of her character. But this episode is half like weird hallucinations, and they start. I think this is where they start, or maybe it's earlier. They start relating the soap opera with the actor.
Yeah, this is where it starts. Where the actor who we later learn is just Feliciano, but he looks like Hiroshi.
But the end, I have a special note on the end of the episode where Hatchin goes dark side. She goes to this junk pile and like pulls out a weapon, and she charges into the doctor's office.
No. Hatchin is totally ready to like beat him up, but then Michiko's already there.
But it finds that I think Michiko was already beating up the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She basically is like, well, anything I can do to him is not going to be nearly as bad as what she's currently doing to him. So.
Yeah.
She's ready to go for the violence, but she's like, nah, I don't have to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple scenes where she's ready to really hurt people. There's the, with Feliciano, like we were saying. She does just straight up sneak to a building and break into his room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we have any other episodes? I just have like some of the episodes I didn't really take any notes on, but I'll have like little notes indicating what happened in them. Like I have episode 8, Trolley Problem, the Extreme Edition.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You gotta take this trolley, then this one, and if you take the wrong one, you get shot.
Yeah, and if you don't take them at the right time, you get shot. It was like that was Satoshi or that's Shinsuke that like set up the whole like bullshit trolley like.
Yeah, that's I believe that's his introduction.
Because there was some guy that was pretending to be Satoshi, and that pissed him off.
And he was really lame, and I'm glad he wasn't real. I think generally, starting at episode 8, the show gets really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we haven't even talked about the whole circus subplot.
Wholesome circus friend episode.
I was gonna say the whole stretch of episodes after episode 8 is just way too good. I could talk for days about all of them. You have the circus subplot, which is 2 episodes, I believe.
Yeah.
The first being where Hatchin meets the girl Rita. And that episode is just kind of chill, just kind of like, oh. Yeah. But then you get...
this is after Hatchin runs away.
Yeah, Hatchin leaves Michiko briefly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's around the point that I was saying earlier, where it's like Michiko and like following the circus subplot. That's when Michiko and Hatchin get back on the same page, and the relationship starts improving from that point on.
Yeah.
I just saw another note I made. In all of the flashbacks, Hiroshi is shown only drinking juice.
And thus Hannah drinks tons of juice too.
Yeah, like constantly. She goes to a bar and drinks juice and drunk.
Yeah. I have a note that says drunk kid. Which is really good dialogue and just a good moment when she gets drunk. I mean, it's terrible that she got drunk, but it's good.
I mean, you can placebo yourself into being drunk.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure she thought it was juice, but it wasn't.
No, I think it was juice.
I assumed it was juice because some of the people at that bar actually seemed respectable.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough. Anyway, you have the circus subplot where Hatchin briefly she runs away to go to the circus. Come on.
Literally.
Yeah, she does.
But she works there, she befriends the people there. She gets a new mom named Michiko. Which was a little too ham-fisted for my taste.
Yeah.
But then you have this wacky reporter dude who looks like a terrible guy. He's making up stuff. Like, when you're introduced to him, he's like talking to his camera woman, and he's like, let's put some chicken blood on this kid to show them that they're abusing. Yeah. But then it turns out that they're actually selling off the kid. So he was
like initially I'm like, oh, this guy's a dick. Like, yeah, reporter dude gets tied up, thrown in a trash can, dumped into the sea. He deserves it.
And then you're like, oh shit, no, he was right.
And then later it's like, oh, I guess he was right. I mean, he's still a dick, but I guess he was right.
Well, it's funny because if he had done what he wanted to do, it would have actually led investigation on the circus, and they would have gotten exposed. So, in a very roundabout way, he was the good guy.
Accidental good guy.
I was a good person on accident.
There was also a kangaroo in that episode. I don't remember it, but
a boxing kangaroo.
Yeah.
And it punches Hannah in the face.
Yeah, she got a black eye, and then the reporter was like, "Are they beating you?" And
yeah.
Like, no, it was a kangaroo.
And she's like, "No, there's this kangaroo."
But ironically, and Hatchin says this in the episode, the circus are the only parental figures that don't abuse her.
Yeah.
But they were also going to be awful if that was to go on.
It's really strange that, like, she gets abused at every turn.
Yes.
Really sad.
Like, even when she gets a job, it's terrible.
Every time she gets a job, it's terrible.
When she got the job at the sushi restaurant or whatever, it was like technically the best parental figure she's had, which is not very good.
That guy was horrible.
Yeah, I said that was the best, and it's not good.
No, he was worse than Michiko, I think.
Michiko is the best parental figure she has.
Well, I mean, that doesn't count. I mean,
no, it's Atsuko.
Oh,
yeah, I guess, yeah.
Right?
Because Atsuko lets her go.
Yeah, twice.
Multiple times.
Well,
or she lets
Hatchin go at the end.
Yeah.
Because Atsuko lets Michiko go many, many times.
Mm-hmm.
And then she doesn't.
Many times. All right, let's talk about the end.
Go into finale time.
Yeah.
I could go on forever about a lot of the episodes around the middle, but let's just go to the end.
Yeah. So this is Michiko does end up getting arrested.
Yeah,
right?
They get arrested and they find Hiroshi for real. It's the real guy. And Michiko is like, yeah, I'll just send Hatchin, to deal with it. And so Michiko gracefully accepts her jail time of 10 years, which doesn't sound right.
I will say that only sounds right if what's her name fiddled with the numbers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not like Michiko killed anybody. Like
I guess she didn't.
There was a bit where she was framed for killing somebody, but luckily Hatchin didn't believe it for a second, and I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was worried we were going to go into a whole, oh no, she killed people, and I'm like, oh, thank God she didn't believe it.
Yeah, they handled that really well. That's probably true to the corruption.
Hatchin knows Michiko well enough to know she wouldn't do that. And I was like, oh, that's good. But then,
we learned that Hiroshi was actually a horrible person the whole time.
I kind of half expected that, honestly.
Yeah, because one of the things that I saw some of the comments mentioned when I was watching this, and I really agreed with, was Hatchin is logical thought, rational thought. Michiko is emotional, passionate thought.
Yes.
Like, Michiko is consistently romantic. She's always hoping that she knows in her heart that Hiroshi is good. But Hatchin is always doubting, always questioning, always being like, is he? Like,
Michiko just walks into multiple scams.
Yeah. But it's not. She's not stupid.
Yeah.
She's
just trying.
a different way of thinking about the world.
Yeah.
She's doing what she believes in, even if it's wrong, and that's admirable in its own way. But I think something I wrote during after the last episode. Last episode gets pretty emotional for me, at least. I was really into it. It's beautiful. But I wrote,
absolutely.
I thought it was great.
Hiroshi was never a good person, but the idea of him pushed the two to live better lives, which I think just explains the whole thing.
Yeah.
For me, I have. It was never about Hiroshi. It was always about what the title said: Michiko and Hatchin. That was the goal.
The real Hiroshi was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, but I think Hiroshi was important, though. Like,
yes,
you can't take him out.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And you get a good time skip, which a lot of shows don't do good time skips, but this one's really good.
Yeah, you see her. She lived with him for like a total of what, like a year or something?
I think less than a year.
Yeah. And she moved on, and she got a boyfriend. They had a child. They weren't together very long either. But she didn't need him.
Hatchin, raising her own child alone.
Yep.
And when we see a clip of that at the start of the final episode, I'm like, wait, what was that? I was like, is that the future?
Yeah, you get a clip of her making the omelet, like, from the beginning.
And I'm like, wait, is this the future? When is this?
For a second, I thought it was going to be Hatchin's mom.
But yeah.
But and then she starts getting these suspicious packages with very poor handwriting.
She's like, I know somebody with poor handwriting.
Well, then she tracks the locations they're sent from, and it turns out that it's a direct track to her house. Which, how Michiko knew where she lived is a mystery to me.
Yeah.
But then you get this incredible, like, I don't want to say it was silent, but really quiet and emotional sequence where Hatchin just picks up everything and leaves to go meet her mom, functionally.
Her mom.
And
her might as well be mom.
Amazing sequence of her interactions with all the townsfolk in the place she's lived for 10 years. And they're very nice.
Slowly but surely making her way back, and then it's like a road that looks to be the road from like her old flashbacks of where she'd meet her dad.
Yeah, the old sequence where she wanted to be rescued.
Mm-hmm.
In the first episode, and you get them meeting up, and then it cuts to the end, and it's amazing.
Nice, and then it's just hugging.
Get a Portuguese.
Like,
the end.
All good. Beautiful.
So yeah, that was Michiko to Hatchin.
Yep. I absolutely love this anime.
I thought it was fantastic.
It's more of amazing work from Sayo Yamamoto, the director, who I thought couldn't amaze me over 22 episodes, and I was proven wrong. I was amazed.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning is a little rough. Well, the first episode's great, but episode 2, 3, 4, and they're all right.
They're just they're
all
right.
Because
but
2 is like this just feels like Lupin.
2 felt like Bebop to me, more like, actually.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't. It felt kind of goofy and like car chase.
Yeah.
The car chase was kind of ridiculous. That's pretty.
I loved it. I was like, yeah, goofy car chase.
Oh man, there's like a 10-minute car chase in one of the Lupin specials that you would love. Then you get the priest who just wants to shoot Hachi.
Yeah,
and he has horrible aim. He cannot
he can't.
shoot.
Well, yeah, you even get the sequence where Michiko's just standing still on the motorcycle in the house.
On the table, and he misses, like,
point blank.
That was great.
Yeah. So do we want to get into ratings?
Do you guys have anything else to say?
I just love this show. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
The music is the opening and ending. Let's talk about
Oh, yeah. This is one of the shows I watched the opening, like, about... Not every episode, but most episodes. I didn't skip the opening.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
The visuals are amazing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's
very great.
It's really obvious. It's really obvious that Shinichiro Watanabe had a big hand in it.
Yep.
The ending. Oh man, I don't remember the ending.
I don't remember the ending song, but that's fine.
Yeah, I do. I do now. They use Chuck street art, and it moves.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's really cool. The music is in.
Yeah.
The visuals are some of the most unique I've seen.
Just over the whole show, I love the visuals of this. All of the colors they use in this, I think they're great, and the settings are all perfect, spot on. They fit the mood of whatever's going on, and I think just everything about it is great.
They hit every possible setting, environment you could do for South America. They have seaside, they have
swampland,
jungle.
They have desert. The jungle episode is the
Mayan temple.
one.
Oh yeah, the train episode.
Yeah, there's a train. A train gets fucking derailed. We didn't even talk about it.
Yes.
None of our main characters died. They all survived the train crash.
That was so good. Shinsuke has like suicide bombers derail a train. Oh man.
Yeah. The show's crazy.
Oh, man. It's so unique. Every episode is so exciting.
Yeah, even the episodes I felt were like meh are still good in comparison to other shows.
Yeah.
For a 22 episode show to be this consistent, it's really amazing.
Yeah. So I guess we want to get into ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and give mine probably 8.5, maybe 9. I don't know.
Yeah. You gonna elaborate on that?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, sweet. I was also going.
I really liked this show a lot. The ending was really nice, and it made me feel happy. Just Michiko and Hatchin start as total strangers, and by the end, they're basically just mother and daughter.
Yeah.
And I like to imagine that after the ending, Michiko and Hatchin continue to go on new adventures and raise Hatchin's daughter together. So yeah, good action, good music, good fun bunch of characters, really good time. 8 out of 10, maybe even 8.5.
I agree, guys. I also give this an 8.5 out of 10. It's fantastic. The only reason I would ever take off points is just, I think maybe it goes on a little too long. Maybe like just a little bit, not even that much. But that's not even a real complaint.
I don't think so.
I just think that
it's like
I don't know.
Shorter than normal.
I mean, it's
24.
not even that big of a complaint.
Yeah.
When I say it goes on too long, I think it's all great. It is an easy watch, fun, great characters, great visuals. Had a great time. There's not much I can say that I actually even dislike about this show.
Mm-hmm.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Yeah, way to go, Connor. You did it again for the millionth time.
To be
You've done it again.
This is the safest pick I've ever done. Like, come on, she did mean
Yeah.
Are you sure? No, I think Madoka was even safer.
No, you guys could potentially not have liked Madoka.
No, I liked it a lot.
No, I liked Madoka.
I mean, even with Madoka, you have the small budget.
Yeah. Still. I thought this was great. Again, no showdown this time because doing a shenanigans.
It's already been decided.
Yeah, so the next thing...
one...
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead.
You got it.
Okay, the next thing that you should be expecting is a Steins Gate for episode 23. And then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled way of doing showdowns.
Maybe. We'll see.
We don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.